I guess you're not. And so this will not be a forum, it'll be a presentation by two candidates who are incumbent council members and are running for re-election. And I'm going to turn the meeting over to one of the members of our steering committee, Bob Gulak, who will moderate this discussion.
Okay, good evening. My name is Bob Gulak. I'm a member of the steering committee here. And of course, we did invite all the candidates in the hope of providing a totally open forum, but you know, we don't have the power to get them here, only to invite them. So that's what we're here to do. And so without any further ado, let me turn the ball over to you people.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Legato. I'm a resident and homeowner of Bergenfield, married with a 10-year-old daughter. I'm an attorney in private practice in Hackensack, and I'm presently serving on the Bergenfield Council. I'm here tonight, or I'm running in the primary, seeking nomination for a second term. I have been, ever since I turned 18 years old, a member in good standing of the Democratic Party. I've served as a club officer. I've served for many years as a municipal committee member. I've served one term as municipal chair. Through those years, I have worked on every campaign for local Democratic candidates in Bergenfield. I have established a very long and faithful service to the party. Loyalty to the Democratic Party, or to any political party, is important, and I'm proud of my association with the Democratic Party. But that loyalty has to be balanced with the obligations that come along with the responsibilities when you're serving in public office. And on several occasions during the past 2.5 years since taking office as councilman, I have run into conflicts with the local party leadership. I have found myself being in positions and casting votes that were contrary to the wishes of the party leadership, and in fact against their demands. But I did it anyway, and I feel very good about it. I'm proud of my record, and if I had the opportunity to go back and change those votes, I would not do so simply to get a more easier renomination. Rob Gilman, I believe, feels and has acted the same way, and I'm confident that our re-election will serve the Democratic Party as well as the citizens of Bergenfield far better than the election of our challengers. And I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
I'll leave this one off. It's the one that's making all the noise. So, my name's Rob Gilman. Tommy and I flipped a coin, and he lost, so he went to go first. So I got the easy part. I get to echo everything he just said, so that's the easy part. But I've been a resident of Bergenfield since '97, and I got involved in the politics in Bergenfield. I started out with just helping out on campaigns, making phone calls, putting lawn signs in, to eventually becoming a campaign manager for one of the years, and then decided that I wanted to run for council to keep the Democratic movement going. It started off okay. I think I got through my first reorg, and then the second day I fell out of favor with the leadership of the Democratic Party in town because I guess I had an opinion and they didn't like the opinions that I had, and Tommy and I ever since then you know, we voted for what we thought was right for the town and for the residents. And I guess it wasn't maybe always the right thing for the party, according to certain people, but certainly it benefited the town and the residents. And I stand by that today, and I will do that as long as I sit up there as an elected official. I will make every vote that decision on my vote that would only benefit the residents and myself, because I do live in the town, obviously.
I think we ought to introduce that speaker. It's Mayor Tim Driscoll of Bergenfield. Hi, Tim.
I was looking at this card that put up on the opposition. And Rob, you were finance chairman last year. These people say they're going to provide stronger financial oversight. And and they're going to reduce spending by $4.8 million in the next 3 years. Is that possible?
The only way that's possible is if they cut services, if they have a layoff, if they eliminate services. We have, in the last 2 years, have trimmed the operating portion of the budget to the bare minimum. It is down, way down. The only way that you can cut 5% of that spending is if you start cutting. You just can't make copies for anybody, or you just can't buy anything. That's the only way. There is no fudge in those numbers. Those numbers are bare minimum to this, just to get under the cap. I mean, the last 2 years we've had the cap, the state mandated the cap on us, and certainly they play with those rules of what's considered inside the cap and outside the cap, and more seem to be inside the cap now. So they're really putting a hard cap on the increase. So certainly, I don't think that unless they're going to say that they're going to cut services, that's the only way possible I see that happening.
Engineer Boswell.
John will ask.
I think Sebastian in the back has a hand up.
My question to you is trying to understand a little bit of the history here. I understand you both are incumbents, and so not to make you talk about your adversaries, but where do these two other people come from that have suddenly come onto the party line?
I don't know the answer to that. One of them just became a registered voter April of last year. So I don't know. It's my understanding that she's a friend of Councilman Tully. They went to high school together, and I guess he recruited her. I don't really know.
Have they done any municipal service? Have they? You have to help us out.
No.
We have these two empty chairs tonight. We wanted to know a little about their background. We wanted to know if they've ever served on any commissions or committees.
They're not here to defend themselves or advance their own records, but to my knowledge, neither one has had any involvement whatsoever with the Democratic Party. Neither one has ever helped out on a campaign or involved himself or herself to any degree. And I'm not aware of any community activity that either one has.
But the municipal committee endorsed them.
They are the favorites of the leaders of our local organization, Kevin Clancy and Elaine Rabbit. And
It might be out of order, but I think we ought to mention that the county records show that neither one of them voted in the general election last year.
When we elected a new president, you mean? In the presidential election, neither of them voted, according to. Well, thank you. I think that's useful information.
Please.
He's aware of it. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
The gentleman in the middle.
Yes, I'm a Bergenfield committee, Democratic committee member, and I think I can maybe shed some light on how Ms. Lolos and Mr. Vargas got nominated. When I went to the meeting to decide who the candidates would be, Ms. Lolos came in, and myself and another other committee people introduced ourselves to her because we had received just their resumes only from the committee. We received Mr. Gilman and Mr. Lodato's resumes from them. They sent them personally. But the committee only sent those two resumes out to the public. I asked Ms. Lolos, I said, the other committee person had asked Ms. Lolos, good luck in running for council. And her answer was, oh, I'm running for council? At that point, Mr. Tully and Mr. Clancy, who probably should not have been at that meeting because of his background, escorted her outside. They came back in to the start of the meeting, which Mr. Muller, who was filling in for Elaine Rabbit, who, because she has been on indictment, why is the reason you two have decided to run against Mr. Gilman and Mr. Lodato? And Mr. Muller said, you can't ask questions like that. Next question. Now, obviously, they're not here. They're not allowed to be here, obviously, because I would ask them those questions right now